The UK knows exactly how to deal with the EU in Brexit negotiations, according to Tory MP Steve Double, who told Express.co.uk about his concerns with the future fisheries agreement. The UK must stick to our guns during Brexit negotiations in order to beat the EU at their game of brinkmanship, according to Tory MP Steve Double. The St Austell and Newquay representative spoke to Express about the nature of trade talks with Brussels, and how the UK could use this to our advantage. Mr. Double began by explaining how a no-deal scenario would affect the fishing industry. He told Express, "It will mean we have complete control over our waters. In that respect, it will not make a huge amount of difference. Clearly there are concerns about access to the market. That is where there is a reasonable compromise to be reached in terms of the level of access we allow EU vessels to have to our waters in return for access to their markets." Mr. Double continued, "But equally I think the restaurants in places like Spain and Portugal and other countries are still going to want to buy fish and seafood caught in UK waters. I still expect there will be a way to be found through this. Clearly we would all much rather to be a deal in place on this. I expect the EU to come to the table in good faith and find that." The MP added, "We all know that when dealing with the EU there is brinkmanship, it always gets pushed to the wire. That's where I am confident that Boris Johnson and Michael Gove and this government will hold our nerve and get the deal we want. We all know in order to get the deal we want with the EU, we've got to stick to our guns." The next set of discussions will take place between the UK and EU via video link during the first week of June. Brexit talks were stalled after rows broke out between the sides, with each accusing the other of being unreasonable in their demands. There are less than 6 weeks until the deadline for an extension to the transition period to be requested, although Boris Johnson has repeatedly ruled this out. UK chief negotiator David Frost has warned Michel Barnier that the EU must drop its ideological approach. Mr. Barnier penned a letter back, warning about the tone of Mr. Frost's demand.